So you decided to go trading, a fair and understandable task that is something you consider in any game. In fact, speaking as an old TF2 trader, it can be pretty fun and neat. Though we're not trading hats or games here in Elite Dangerous. We're trading item ID 357089 and item ID 57080. It's fun! Yay! Oh boy. But seriously though, trading is that kind of a gameplay where profits are equal to fun you're having. So the more stacks of cash you make, the more successful the trade, the better everything. And for you, my friend, I got 10 tips this day only. A mix of simple and some more advanced things that you should keep in mind at all times. Starting with a rant about profits. So, we established the trading as a gameplay. The better the trade, the better the fun you're having. Okay, that's pretty clear logic. So, you may have heard of the rare goods trading. This basically refers to a bunch of unique commodities that can be bought in only one system or station specifically, and then once delivered anywhere else, nets you a high profit due to its rarity. Great! However, these rare goods are always sold in low quantities, like 10 to 40 tons each time. So let's then do maths. When you normally make, let's say, 12,000 credits per ton in a trade, and you deliver, say, in a Type 7, where you have about 200 tons of cargo space, that overall nets you about 2.4 million per trade. In order to net the same profit with rare goods, you will have to profit about, let's see, 2,000 divided by 40, about 60,000 credits per ton. Unfortunately, you ain't getting that. Now, it used to be interesting, but not anymore, and it has become quite a lackluster crap market. As for the long-range trade, well, about the same goes here, but due to more time spent for a rather low price increase, becomes rather less profitable per time unit due to that extra time spent just going for that extra profit. As for usual trade length, well, I'd say it should be about 1 to 2 jumps in distance, and that's it. Sometimes maybe a little more, but that depends on your ship's jumping capabilities. Oh, and here's another extra hot tip. Don't pick any commodities from planet surfaces or signal sources. Reason is that finding places to sell all of it properly is a nightmare and a waste of time. For so little profit, it's again not worth it. Plus, some of it may be illicit, so basically you need to find the black market as well. So just no, avoid this headache, please. Okay, the age-old question, is going faster, making more trips, better than going slower but making larger loads? Well, much like with movies, you will remember that one big bombastic explosion in your face is better than small little drizzles of mildly neat bombs. In Elite, the usual age-old question was, is Anaconda better than the Type 9? Well, back in the day when the long-range and rare goods trades were more profitable in comparison, maybe. But today, for sure, less work is preferred, and thus it also turns out to be more efficient. As it happens also, the most profitable A to B trades are really close anyhow. They're around 50 light years apart, making Anaconda jump once and Type 9 jump twice, making it not as great. Just calculate. Every jump takes about 1 minute between jumps. To get to most starports, it also takes about 5 to 10 minutes depending on how far it is. So in a normal one jump trade, you'll take 1 minute to jump, say extra 7 minutes to dock, and then trade and go back. So let's say 8 minutes to movement plus 2 minutes to do trading, right? Totaling in about 18 minutes per roundabout trip. However, if you're going with Type 9, you're going to be jumping one more time each way. That makes your whole trip about 20 minutes long, and profit difference is, well, it's 320 tons at maximum, which is almost twice as much as Anaconda. And is the difference in time the same? Nope. So, the bigger the capacity, the better, unless the time spent is twice less. Then, yes, Anaconda would be better, but, you know, funny how math works, right? And this basically extends to all ships. The ships that jump twice, or even 4 times as far as some others, will only be faster if the difference in jumps is more than 5. Let's then talk about wing missions. Did you know that wing missions are the least fair thing known to mankind, and also harms school children and small puppies? So basically, you see a wing trade mission or a sourcing mission that has thousands of units required for transport and pretty high reward. Then you calculate the price per ton and realize it's actually worse than a solo mission or even a non-mission trade. Well, you see, they are sometimes pretty good even if the price doesn't quite match up. However, for that, it only becomes profitable only when you have 4-man wing team where each person needs to do one trip each. So, unlike in normal life or fair reality or game, in Elite you do not have a big reward that is split equally among all the players in the wing. No, instead each player gets the listed reward. Now, if you don't have 4 players in your wing, that 4th player's or even 3rd player's reward is simply not given out. Now tell me, that's logical. Funny that I did talk with a game designer who worked on these missions and I asked to explain and defend this design idea. Now, what I can even remember from the nonsensical and illogical explanation was piss poor and so forgettable that I can barely even paraphrase it. Anyhow, the wing missions are not fair or profitable unless there are 4 of you. Otherwise, you're wasting money. And that's the level of the logic that only developers of Horizons, makers of fleet carriers, squadrons, CQC, and multicrew could only make. Now let's say you want to do off-mission trading. Well, I gotta warn you that the in-game tools are trash. Like, total pathetic levels of trash. So instead use Elite Database that offers a very self-explanatory and easy to use A to B trade route finder. It's fantastic. Or maybe you can find something useful over at inara.cz. Frankly speaking, learning the third-party tools is a proper way and the only way to do trade, cause in-game tools are a pathetic excuse for programming knowledge and quality of life. If, however, developers want to update these in-game tools to actually compete with the community tools, well, I think we'd be all for it. But yeah, basically, use the third-party tools and don't waste your time with the in-game tools. That's your tip. Okay, so engineering-wise, well, I only got one tip for you, and it's the same I give everywhere. Go for the FSD increased range. Best case scenario, you may cut that one extra jump you need to make. However, if you're looking at those other upgrades like the FSD boot up or cooldown, please don't waste your time and effort. I once tried them, just to see how it would fare in a normal interdiction gank. Yeah, that's the summary. But if you really want to avoid getting ganked, well, high-wake the fuck out of the system. Usually gankers bank on preventing you from jumping into super crews by mass locking you with their massive E-penises. I mean vank tanks, cutters! Yes, cutters. But high-waking is not affected by this. By that I mean jumping to a different system. So always jump out of the system. And I hear some of you snarky fucks in the comments saying that, well, play solo. Well, yeah, that works too. But just in case you need an extra hot sauce for lube in your daily life, and you decide to go in open, high wake. Oh, that or self-destruct, cause, well, you're still pretty fucked. Oh, and technically, did you know passenger missions are kind of like trade missions, except that they count towards exploration, not trade elite rank. It's basically the same, except that it's more profitable. And yes, that's true. When the normal off-mission trade is around 20, maybe 40 million an hour, give or take, and with missions it can go up to about 50 million, passenger missions instead will reach around 60 million an hour in places like Robigo or Cios. Now, of course, all of them used to be a bit more profitable, but that's how it is now. And speaking of profits and alternative trade, do you want to learn of our Lord and Savior, the mining? Well, come along, brother initiate, the mining gods await your presence. By that I mean, mining is fucking insane, and you not doing mining as a trader is fucking insane. Again, you do trade for profits. there literally is no other reason to do trade. Seriously. So, the better the profits, the better the gameplay. If you disagree, however, tell me, would you do trade for no profits at all or any kind? I personally can say that I would do combat if there was no profits, just for the fun of it and the challenge. Exploration, the same thing, just to see pretty things instead. But trading requires profits to make sense, and it's an integral part of its gameplay. So, not doing the most profitable trade is like saying, "No, I will not fight the cool enemies or go to the prettiest planets. I will sit here in my broken toy playpen and rummage around for cat shit." Yeah, well, that's the state that Elite is in. Mining is king. Currently, Paynite mining is the most profitable, if you wanted to know, by the way. Oh, hey, do you want Elite rank real quick? No, seriously, if you have just 20 minutes, I can tell ya. Actually, that's exactly how long does it take to get Elite rank in trade, by losing and gaining no money. All you need is a willing friend, and don't make that stupid joke you don't have friends, okay? Go to my Discord and make friends. Basically, what you do is trade back and forth expensive commodities for quick profit, and then give back the money unless the friend really wants you to keep it. No, seriously, I made a video on how you can do that. It's stupid simple. The idea is rather simple. You transfer credits from one person to another, and that counts towards the trade Elite rank. And to get Elite rank, all you need is to transfer 1,080,000,000. There you go. 20 minutes. 20! I'm seriously not kidding, I timed it! By having Elite rank, this gives you access to Shinra the Desert that sells everything you ever need. And you got a new home! Voila! But that's pretty much it for today, the 10 tips in trade, and if you have some tips, do share them down below, or perhaps you would like to share the video instead. Well, in either way, if you like the video and you want to support the nonsense and what else I go up to these days, consider becoming a patron or a YouTube member, all the useful links down below in the description. As for now, just go mine all day, mind your mind away. Oh god.